This is the 2026 Honda CR-V EX, and it is the ultimate crossover SUV. Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. We borrowed this CR-V from our friends at Holmes Honda in Shreveport, Louisiana. If you want to know more, check out the link down in the description of the video. Now you're gonna have a nice modern look. No real changes on the exterior for 2026, but there are a couple of things we'll show you on the interior that I think are significant. As far as your look goes, it does look modern. It looks nice. You're going to have your LED lighting here with your LED headlights, LED daytime running lights. I don't have everything turned on right now, but the one thing that's missing here, and there is room for it, would be fog lights right here. Still waiting for that to happen. Maybe Honda can do that for 2027. Who knows? We'll find the chrome brow that goes across the top of this area right between the hood and the grille. Gloss black finish right there. We're going to have the nice large Honda logo, and as we work our way down, you're going to find that you have a matte finish down here in the area where it really counts, because that's where the damage can come, and gloss finishes tend to show that more than a matte finish. And as we work our way around, this particular model is going to be front-wheel drive, but if you want all-wheel drive, that is an available option. You can either find one at the dealership or order one that way. In this particular case, we're looking at 18-inch wheels. Now, one thing to note here, this model comes with a spare tire. If you go hybrid, it does not come with a spare tire. We're going to have turn signal indicators built into our side view mirrors. Now, the one thing that's missing on the side view mirrors is they're manually folding as opposed to power folding. I don't know how important that is to people. Is that a determining factor in whether or not you buy your vehicle? I'm always curious to know. But everything else is here. They're heated, they're power adjustable, and they're also going to have blind spot monitoring or the blind spot information system built in. There is your remote, lock, unlock, and remote start will be there. You also have your panic button down here on the very bottom. Speaking of safety features, you've got Honda Sensing here. That's adaptive cruise control, collision mitigation braking, lane keeping assist, road departure mitigation, and traffic jam assist. Standard across all trim levels, whether you go from the bottom or all the way to the top. Now, no roof rails in this particular case, but I don't think that's too big of a deal for most people. I do like the size of your side windows, I should say, that help with your view. We work our way to the rear. We're going to have, again, LED lighting, LED tail lights back here. We're going to have our rear window wiper. Now, in this particular case, we are going to have a manually opening tailgate. Not too big of a deal, I don't think. But like I said earlier in the video, here is that spare tire that we were talking about. Tools to change the tire are going to be there, all that good stuff. We're also going to have our cargo area lighting back here, in addition to the handy dandy 12-volt power outlet if you need to power anything. Under the hood is the turbocharged 1.5-liter four-cylinder. It puts out 190 horsepower and 179 pounds-feet of torque. It's made it to a CVT. Now, being that you don't have monstrous horsepower, how about your MPGs? Let's go over here to the window sticker and see what we have as far as that goes. We're looking at 28 city, 33 highway, 30 combined, and 3.3 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. One thing to note right here, I'm going to pull the remote back out just to show this to you. When you lock the interior, it locks your gas door. Just a little peace of mind where that's concerned. Now that it's unlocked, I can let you see the capless fuel fill there. It's a 14-gallon gas tank. On a single tank of gas, you could pull off about 392 miles in the city, 462 miles out on the highway. Just like with the MPGs we just looked at on the window sticker, those are potential numbers. They're not guaranteed. It depends on how you drive, where you drive, different conditions. There's a lot of factors that go into it. You might be above those numbers, you might be a little bit below. How about your cargo capacity? 39.3 up to 76.5 cubic feet. And you'll have a little bit of space behind each fender well right here on each side. But there's one more trick here that helps you to maximize cargo space that you don't have if you go hybrid. And that is that you can change the position of the floor. It actually goes down pretty far. So if you have something that doesn't quite fit and you need a little bit of extra height or just that extra space, there's how that's going to work. By the way, platinum white is the exterior color. Interior is gray. So for those of you that don't want a jet black interior, this is one of the options that you have to choose from. Now, as far as overall space, for A crossover like this, there's actually a decent amount of space. I've got some roof above my head. One thing you can do to increase that is you can recline these rear seats. You can see that these are reclined back a little bit. I don't know if it's as far back as it goes or not. Let's see, there we go. That goes a lot further back. For those that are always asking, can you recline the seat backs? There's your answer. One thing that I really would like to see more automakers do is have a fold-down armrest with the cup holders built in that are just like this. Why is that important? Normally, they're parallel to one another. In this case, they're vertical. That way, if you have a bottle in one or both, guess what? You can still use that area as an armrest no matter what the situation is. And something else that I know is high marks, something you need to check off on your list, both of those things are here. Number one, air conditioning vents for your rear seat passengers. Right below that, USB ports for your rear seat passengers. I'll say passengers correctly that time. And last but not least is going to be the sunroof. It is a conventional size sunroof. It will tilt and slide open. That's another one of those things. Some people are saying, give us the panoramic sunroof in the CR-V as opposed to that conventional size. The sticker price. Don't tell those people who ask what the sticker price is down in the comments section. Some of them might be laughing and being sarcastic. I do think that's funny when they do that, but don't tell the ones who really don't want to pay attention to that. $35,055. If you need that extra $5 to get over the hump, I promise to give it to you. So let's take a look at what we have here as far as the door panel goes. We're going to have plenty of room with the armrest. We're going to have a nice large door bin down there. We're also going to have our controls right here for our side view mirrors if we need to adjust that. Lock and unlock for your doors. Lock for the windows. If you want to lock everybody in with the windows and they can't mess with that, that's okay. One touch down and one touch up for your front windows, and then we're going to have to hold those buttons down for the rear windows. Right here on the steering wheel, we're going to have the release for adjusting the steering wheel, tilt and telescopically adjustable steering wheel. And then everything over here for your cruise control, your adaptive cruise control where that is concerned. And then we're going to have everything for managing the radio over here. We can also use the scroll wheel. There's your voice commands too. The scroll wheel allows us to go through and look at quite a few things. Now we hit the home button next to that. You can go through your range and all that good stuff. You can make a few adjustments as to what is here as far as that goes, depending on what you want to see. So if you want to add something that isn't here or take something away, you can do that just so you can see. And you hit the home button to get back to this screen, which is going to be this button right here. We'll just run through the rest of what is here. Now, one other thing, I'm going to go right down here. There is your drive mode selector. What are your drive modes? Let's run through those. So we're going to have normal, we're going to have econ, we're also going to have snow. Now you might notice there doesn't seem to be a sport mode. It is here. You go into the sport mode by going down, shifting to that S right there below the D. That L means you're in low. That keeps the transmission in low gear, but you have all of your horsepower and torque. And we'll also have everything for our front and rear window wipers right here. And you control your headlights and taillights here on the turn signal lever. And there's a multitasking ability here. You can also let people around you know what you're doing by using your turn signals. I know a lot of you aren't sure how that works. Now, what was that thing I was talking about here that is a big difference for 2026? It has to do with what we have right here. This is the now standard 9-inch touchscreen. It is somewhat minimalized compared to what we've seen in the past. The only way you can get that same setup with all the different icons where you can swipe across a couple of different pages is to go with the Hybrid Sport Touring Top trim level, just so you know. But you can wirelessly pair your smartphone, Apple CarPlay, and Android Auto are here. You can also go right in here into settings, depending on what you need to do. You've got system, connections, display, sound. All of that's going to be here. Sound volume is right here. And in case you're curious about what that is, if you need to adjust volume on different things, such as system sounds, voice recognition, navigation guidance, you can see it all right there. And then we just go right here to get back to this screen. Now, if you need to connect the phone, here's how you can do that. We're going to go right there and it will just walk you through the process. Now I'm going to go into reverse and show you the multi-view rear view camera. We're going to have 3 different views. I'm still waiting for Honda to add some cameras, front view, side view, all of that, even an overhead view to the CR-V. Hasn't happened as of yet. This is all we have, but you know what? It is here and it still gets the job done. As we work our way down, we're going to find our air conditioning controls. You have dual zone climate control, and then we also have heated seats for the driver and the passenger. Everything there, I think you know what is there as far as what works. You got your different controls for things such as your front window defoggers and things like that. Down here as we work our way down, no matter your trim level, guess what? You're now going to have this, a wireless charging pad. So whether you go EX or you go all the way up to hybrid sport touring, that's what you're going to have. You also have your USB options and a 12-volt power outlet. And working our way back down here, we have the ability to turn the idle stop or the auto stop start on or off, depending on what you want to do. There's your hill descent control. And then we have our power parking brake, brake hold mode. There's a couple of cup holders back here and a very small amount of storage in front of the center console right there. That center console is wide enough to put 2 arms on, maybe, depending on how wide your arms are. And then we can use that for its true intended purpose, which is storage. And there actually is a reasonable amount of space down in there. You can see my arm goes down in there fairly far. What is it like to drive the CR-V with this 1.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder under the hood? You might be surprised. It actually gets down the road fairly well. Not neck snapping performance, that's for sure. Nobody's going to say, man, I need to see my chiropractor now because you dropped the hammer on that CR-V. But it is very practical. It gets great gas mileage. It will get up to speed when you need it to. It's going to take care of you. A nice power to weight ratio here, so it's not as bad as it might seem. That's one reason why I tell people you really need to drive these vehicles for yourself. Telling you about my experience in the test drive is one thing, but driving it for yourself is what's really going to get the job done for you and let you know if this is really something you want or not. And you can go with the CR-V hybrid, which is going to have 204 horsepower and 247 on the torque, so that's going to go up from what we have here with the 190 and 179. And for those of you that live in those situations where you need a little more traction, got all-wheel drive available if you need it. You also have a nice, comfortable ride quality here, so that's going to help things out for those road trips. The seats themselves are comfortable, although these are cloth seats. They are very comfortable, and we're going to turn around here real fast and get on down the road. A little bit of traffic coming, so we can step on it and get in front of everybody, including this one that's driving under the speed limit right here. It handles well too. Now, not high performance by any means, but you know what? There's not a ridiculous amount of body roll going through the turn right there. At least not what you might expect. You often don't have an experience like that without having a rigid ride quality, and that is definitely not the case here. And for those that have been looking for maybe a little bit of a reduction of technology, well, guess what? Honda must have heard you, because that's exactly what they've done. Those that are saying, you know, Tom, I don't think 7 inches as far as the touchscreen size is going to cut it for me. Well, now you don't have to worry about that, because as of 2026, the 9-inch screen is going to be standard across all trim levels, just as is the wireless charging pad. So some really nice options added here to the CR-V for 2026. And there it is, the 2026 Honda CR-V EX, the ultimate crossover SUV. Now, if you want to go hybrid, obviously you can do that, but for those of you that don't want a hybrid powertrain, this is your option. A couple of different trim levels for that, depending on what you want. Tell me what you think down in the comments section. I would like to say a special thanks to my friends at Holmes Honda for loaning us this CR-V for the day so I can tell you all about it. And a special thanks to all of you for being kind enough to give us the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. That's very helpful. Please be sure to subscribe and share this video on your timelines on social media so other people can see it. And if you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I'll see you there.